Season 3, Episode 7. A case that does not sit right with us.
At all. I'm sick to my stomach. I'm devastated.
We have some defending to do because you guys read the hat. Can you read them? Team Bride.
We're with the bride.
Here we are. Yes. Another week.
We'll get there.
Welcome.
This is us throwing our own
Welcome
in
to our
turtlenecks.
bachelorette party.
Yeah. And yeah, we're in turtlenecks because we just had to get a spray tan because our brother's wedding is in 2 days. And so we're here and we're ready to talk about episode 7. This is our debrief.
Welcome.
Welcome.
So much happened this episode. There's a lot to get through.
A lot. And you know what? It was a very, very complex. Complex is the word of this episode, I feel like. The key word.
Yeah, it's complex. There's so much in the nitty gritty of things.
First of all, spoiler alert, spoiler alert. This episode in particular, we are really going to be getting into the book spoilers. Like, if you don't want to hear that, just wanted to heads up. Sorry that I didn't put that in the our reaction.
Scene 1.
Should we just dive in? Yeah, to scene 1.
Should we say our names?
Oh my God. Hey guys, I'm Jordan.
I'm Jamie.
And subscribe if you like summarizing pretty content. And we have a lot more content also coming.
Scene 1. Belly is playing a playlist with her face on it. A very personalized playlist.
She had her face on it?
It was her and Jeremiah. If you look
okay.
on it, it's so funny, and I'm gonna start doing that on my own.
It's just like putting
just
selfies. You look at our Spotify playlist.
Like, just be personal.
I like that. I just wondered, like, because whenever that scene opened, I was thinking, like, interesting. It's an interesting thing because I don't think I've seen Belly, like, listening. Like, the AirPods, it was just, like, so narrowed in on that. And I'm like, interesting.
Yeah, it was
What
so
song was she
interesting.
playing?
Juno by
Oh,
Sabrina
right.
Carpenter plays, and she says, the wedding is almost here, Jerry's on his way, and Conrad's surfing accident feels like a distant memory.
Right.
And she's like, in 3 days I'm marrying Jeremiah Fisher. Conrad comes in with hydrangeas, putting flowers in vases, which people are really comparing that to Susanna, and she does that in the opening scene.
Yeah, when
of
she's
season
especially
1,
getting her, like, house ready for people, she's very, like, wants everything to look.
which I think that's so cute that, like, we're catching that.
And then what Conrad screams, I was like, what's happening? Oh, he's messing with the house, hurting himself.
Oh,
And she has the dialogue in her head. We get to hear her point of view, which I liked.
yeah.
I feel like it was
me
like
too.
the perfect amount of.
Yeah.
Where it's like, he just can't stop hurting himself. And I'm like,
I just can't.
no, because she's trying, again, probably so hard to stay away from him still while being cordial.
Yes, but like it's funny
At this
because she
point.
still comes running. She's like, what?
It's so hard because it's like you see Conrad and the way they're placing him throughout this entire, especially season 3, it's like he's putting on such a brave face, such a happy, positive face for them. You know, it's like still killing him inside, even though you like are not getting to see that part of it.
Yeah,
it is obviously happening.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's the craziest part of it is that he's like really leaning into the fact that it's their, you know what I mean? Like he's like really beefing it up. I don't know that I would be able to get there personally.
No, he's like doing a really good job considering. I also was wondering how they would move on from the surf scene.
Right.
And I do,
Yeah.
because they still kind of addressed it, being like Belly kind of looks down and is like, sees the scar.
Yeah.
And then they
Yeah,
kind of
you're
both
right.
get weird.
Yeah, you're right. And and then he like is like, oh, it's better or whatever.
And
you're
she's like,
right.
all right.
They did
Good.
do that. So they did like acknowledge that it happened.
Yeah, I was wondering how they could do that, or is it like they're just not saying
And it's
anything?
not some like unspoken topic either because they like brought it up. Yeah, that's an interesting point. We did find out that Denise confirmed going to Cousins. I wasn't sure how that was going to happen because again, they've like we were mentioning, they placed her at such like a strong thing in this series. And also getting into the rest of it, I love Denise. I really like her. I really like her character. I think she's really relatable.
Especially
and I think
she's really coming out of her shell in these last 2.
I agree.
Like we're really seeing her.
I
Like, she's
agree.
dancing at the club.
I know. And so, yeah, she's going and she's going to be there, but it's interesting because they're integrating her as like Steven's friend or obviously like love interest.
Yeah.
And that's why she's there, like actually like going to the like you know what I mean? Otherwise she wouldn't be at the bachelor and bachelor party. So I was wondering how they were going to get her there like that.
I know, and they just went for it.
Yeah. I'm like, okay, it's like
just
a
going.
little random, but at the same time, do you know what I mean?
It makes you think like what are they going to do with this plot?
Yeah.
A little bit.
Right,
like what is the point?
I can't imagine
like I
them
get it, but I don't.
placing it so intensively
Yeah.
to just take it away for Taylor.
We're really getting to like know her.
Maybe Denise and Redbird will end up with each other. We'll get to that.
Maybe. There's so many theories
So
with
many.
Redbird.
Redbird.
Jeremiah gets to Cousins and says hi, beautiful to Belly. He's in good spirits, and he says he's 2 days until I can officially call you my wife, which I noticed because in the earlier opening scene, I thought she said 3 days. I'm like, does he have the date wrong, or did I?
Oh. Well, that's what I thought. I thought this was all 3 days, but he says 2. Yeah, you're right. 2 more days.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you can see right there.
Maybe he did get it wrong. I didn't catch that.
Is he getting it wrong?
As long as you're not stoned at the altar. My thing is I find it interesting because it's been such like a again, big thing for Belly since like season 1, like the drug thing, and then you know what I mean, to like it be still a conversation.
Right.
I find that interesting.
It's brought up a lot in this episode between like gummies and then Jeremiah saying he's given up everything for Belly.
I also think in the book it is a big thing, like Jeremiah.
It's like the comparable.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like one of her things against him kind of in her head. Right.
Which makes sense. It's very Belly.
Yeah.
But overall, they were cute in the scene.
We were like, aw.
Like they had good chemistry here.
I agree.
So, yeah.
Right. We can look past that and say that. And I think Jeremiah was nice there. He called her beautiful, but instead of hot. That's great.
That was a nice start.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Love that.
And then, like I mentioned before, it's crazy how, like, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed Conrad is walking out of the house, going up to them, you know what I mean, greeting them together. And
it's insane.
But I did still feel as though Jeremiah, like, when Conrad took the box from Belly, Jeremiah still like kind of had that like face on him, you know, giving the eye.
Like I feel like we're getting that more often now.
Yes,
even in this episode of like him like grasping onto things, maybe, or like not trying to pretend it's not there. I don't feel know like what's
it's
happening.
A constant thing again, especially in this episode, but all of season 3. I mean, to be honest, since the beginning, but like every time Conrad is just in Belly's vicinity,
right?
Jeremiah is like side-eyeing the entire thing.
Yeah.
You know, or just like mad, even just like seemingly.
Just like even if they're together smiling at all.
Right. And the fact that Conrad's like, okay, I have an itinerary, like we're going to these places.
He's like hyping them up. He's like, no, we're going to have a good time. Yes. I'm going to be the best.
I liked that.
What's it called?
Maid of honor.
Maid of honor.
The boy got, what do you call that?
What's the word? I'm blinking. And
best man,
there we go.
Yep.
I saw it whenever they like walked away, the boys were like kind of like bantering, being brothers, which was sweet, but Belly's face drops as soon as they like fully turn around. You can kind of see it there. Like she's like,
that's what I've been stressing saying this whole time. She's like,
I did not notice it the first time until I watched it second time around. I was like, oh, she's either
right.
guilty or stressed, or
I think it's both. The thing is, it's like with villains in shows, Adam, any chance he gets to have a redeeming moment, he ruins. And I think like even with the Kayleigh thing, he's bringing Kayleigh in, and it's obviously going to like piss off Laurel.
And he knows that.
He has to know that Laurel knows that like, okay, he doesn't know that Conrad knows about Kayleigh, right? And like the cheating and things. But he has to know that Laurel knows. Because Susanna and him were arguing, so he knows Susanna knows.
Yeah, and he's just like kind of being mean to Laurel in general, of being like, Aunt Julia's not coming, and
thank God.
Yeah. And,
please.
And like Laurel wants to be nice, but she's also
really
like
biting her tongue. Yeah,
because I think she like wants to be nice to Kayleigh.
Yeah.
Wants to be nice in general, but like also you said it in our reaction, like it feels guilty.
You feel guilty, of course. It's like that. It's just a really hard position, probably, that Laurel's in. Yeah, clearly, you know what I mean. Morally as well, and also she just like probably just doesn't like them. Period.
Yeah. And then we hear jellyfish. Happy birthday. Hey. Happy bachelorette.
Yeah.
And all of the girls and guys come into the cousin's house. Belly's in her veil, looking so cute.
She looks so cute.
And Annika's there, and she says she understands why Belly is so poetic about cousins this whole time.
I know.
Which is so funny.
I guess. That scene right there where Taylor's putting the thing on Belly, and he's like there in the corner just like peering at her. He's a peerer.
I mean, he does it a few times in this episode. The yearning has not stopped and won't.
Full send, babe.
And I do think it's funny that Belly also has to tell Jeremiah and the boys to like go outside and smoke. Like another thing Jeremiah probably should know and be aware of, but isn't.
You would think. You said Blake is Jeremiah's ex.
Yes. Annika asks who's single, which guy, so she can make out with someone.
Right.
Belly says Ethan, and Redbird has dibs on Blake, and then leaves out Conrad.
Okay. Yeah. Totally skips over Conrad. Like she like
Does that make sense?
I don't even know if it was like deliberate or it wasn't even a thought that she would offer him up. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, she just like
it just felt natural. Like why would like he's taken kind of thing. He's taken, babe.
Yeah, he's taken him in her mind, and that was like a whole thing because Annika says, "Wait, you're fine with Jared having an ex here?" And Taylor's like, "Belly, you can't really talk about this."
But I just thought that was interesting that they're putting that there about the Jeremiah thing.
I know. That's what's weird about it because
with having an ex there.
It's really weird.
Like one of them being his exes.
That they're doing that in general. Was it just so they could say that about Conrad and Belly, or is there a bigger plot line? What's happening? Yeah, we also see Conrad take a peek at Belly again. Cool. Another scene again. And she's looking so slay here.
She is like, she looks so cute. With a little, again, I don't know if I've said this before on this channel, but I talk about it all the time on my main channel. I'm like, I wish we could all wear veils every day. They're so cute.
I love veils.
I thought this was so interesting that they were talking and Belly's like, yeah, you can go for him if you want. You know what I mean? Like it's ancient history.
Like, is it?
Right.
But like, I guess...
ancient history flash to this bathroom. Then Taylor being like, don't do it. Like, don't.
Yeah. Like when Belly turns away, she's like to Annika.
Right. Which, I'm sorry, that to me means Taylor knows. I mean, again, Taylor knows that Belly, even if this all wasn't happening, Taylor doesn't know everything at this point, knows that Belly will never be over Conrad. And also just like that is like an unspoken thing. Like you do like we're not doing Conrad. That's her Conrad.
As annoying as Taylor kind of has been in our minds throughout all of this, I think this is her waking up being like, she's like getting it.
I know. I really have faith that Taylor's going to come through for us.
Me too.
I don't know why, but I just do.
I know.
Because again, there are really so many, maybe we'll get into it here, but like there are so many parallels between Conrad and Taylor, and you just would think that maybe once it's clicking in her head, you know, instead of it mirroring herself and being like, don't do this because, you know what I mean? Like, you know, when you like see your situation through somebody else and you want them to do something differently.
Yes.
Even though, I don't know how to describe it.
I do think like Belly, like has to see it for herself where Taylor's a little bit more like delusional in that way where she's like, no, he's doing that for you. Like she'll catch on even before I think Belly would.
Totally.
Too.
Exactly. I know.
You say this.
Listen.
You say it.
Okay. I love a dance. I am a theater girl. I love theater. Listen, if they started turning this, like did a Riverdale thing and started turning it into a musical, I would be probably one of the defenders of it.
Yeah. And you know what? We were the sisters at the sleepover trying to win over the sleepover.
I know, but it's did you see that? It was like floating. I get it and I like it. It's just in my heart of hearts, I believe that this dance will not leave this room. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to get to any official dance floor. But
luckily, it's not making out.
But let's say it did, and you're in front of all of Adam's coworkers, and you're doing that.
That's such a good point. Like that's Jeremiah in front of all of his coworkers,
right?
And
Was
Steven.
This in the book?
And Steven.
Did they have the dance in the book?
I don't think so, but I could be wrong. I keep getting.
Yeah, you're right. Steven and Jeremiah would be literally in front of
everyone,
their coworkers.
Like that's so weird.
That's fascinating.
And like I hate to say it's cringy, but I cringed.
To go viral, which in the book it was something about Jeremiah, I thought, wanted to go viral or something. Remember?
Really?
Remember he was going to post, he wanted to post, or their first dance. That's why he wanted to do the Pulp Fiction dance.
Okay.
Because he thought it would go viral on YouTube. He would put it on YouTube and it'd go viral. That's what I think it was. So I don't know if they maybe just like swapped that because they're...
Yeah, they're like...
But are they... So they're doing that and she's going to do the Pulp Fiction dance? Remember she gave into that?
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, we're doing 3 dances.
This is
bridesmaid dance, the boys dance, and their first dance.
Thank God this isn't happening.
Along with like a father-daughter dance. Like a lot's happening at this wedding.
And then we flash to the boys doing it. And again, have we ever confirmed this? I looked at the Deb Ball dance and it was just like, it was a different song, but the moves looked very similar. So maybe it's just the same choreographer. I don't know.
Maybe
but like
just relearning.
Yeah. Or just, again, I don't know. That's like just their, oops, sorry.
carrying it like a champ, doing it. He's like not even complaining. Haven't we had Conrad suffer enough?
No.
Like apparently not.
This is giving why don't we? Oh, you know what? It's actually giving Conrad. People keep saying it's giving Zayn. At the One Direction X Factor.
It's true. It's literally the same.
And you know what? I again, after it's sat with me, I don't mind cringe, to be fair. I like a little cringe.
I like it too,
but it's just funny. I just want to know. I need to enter. Jenny, come on our podcast.
And someone on Twitter said the dance scene is cringe if you're looking at the group, but if you look at Conrad, it's endearing. Yeah. And I was like, that's actually really true. Yeah. Approved.
This next scene is a horror film. We were talking about this before, and I'm like, she was showing me an edit of Jeremiah and Conrad talking, and it was like with horror music. I'm like, no, you could turn a lot of these actually into a horror film
A lot of them. Well, that's what we were even comparing it to our favorite horror films, Normal People.
Yeah.
This is the start of it. Conrad's being nice,
right,
and asking about, do your palms hurt at the end of the dance? Like he's being very civil and nice.
Casual.
Jared offers to smoke, and he says, you know what, I pretty much gave it up for work and belly. Conrad says, I'm sure you're ready to be done with it soon. Jared says, it's not that bad. Adam offered a full-time job.
Interesting. And it's interesting that it doesn't seem like Belly knows this information. He's telling Conrad it.
That's what's interesting, because he seems unsure, because Conrad says, you said no, right?
Right.
Jeremiah said, I'm thinking about it. Conrad's like, I just want you to do something with your life that like you love. Mm-hmm. And Jeremiah says, I don't know what I want. I'm 21. I know I want belly though.
Nobody was talking about belly.
I can't help but laugh because it's like, that's your insecurities.
I don't think he liked what Conrad was saying.
Yeah, but
he has an inferiority complex where he knows that Conrad knows what he wants to do, even when he was Jeremiah's age.
Yep.
And he knows that. He doesn't like that Conrad is saying that, even though Conrad obviously means so well. It's when you know somebody's right.
Yes. Yeah, you take it to heart, like so personally,
and so that's
that you
like
can
him ready to
and whatever.
His defense mechanism is to like turn it into like belly.
Yes,
belly, because he knows something that like he doesn't have.
Yeah, that too. You know, Conrad also teases back. It was good to be some use this summer. Because Jeremiah's like, thanks for all the work you've been doing on our house.
Oh, that's what it was. And you looked after my girl all summer.
Yes. Yeah. And that's like the start of this in this episode. Of
the tension.
The tension. And it really reminds me of someone named Adam. Like, this is learned behavior of like alpha complex syndrome. Yes. Like, I don't know what to call it.
It's like a weird thing where it's not even like the conversation can be completely normal, then all of a sudden you have to throw that little jab in there.
Right.
It's like, it's almost like he's buttering him up just to throw the jab in there. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean?
Yes. I don't think he looks away, I think.
Uh-huh. Because it's just, again, it's laughable. It's laughable.
It's crazy. Redbird found huge glasses, the hurricane bases for Michael's. Conrad's like, wait, but never mind, because he knows those mean something to Belly, or they did. I don't know if she's still planning to use them because her wedding is off.
Yeah, you're right.
You know what I mean? But
yes,
but I do think it's interesting that he like has to tell himself like, this actually is
not my place, unfortunately.
Right. Ellie is in the kitchen cleaning up cans. She's being like, responsible. Yeah. Conrad comes in like, what are you doing? That's not your job. Go play some beer pong. Belly smiles, and they both hear the hurricane vases break. And Conrad says, I think that was one of our hurricane vases. And Belly said, well, at least they're being used, right? Because I think alluding to like nothing of hers is being used anymore.
Right.
I think.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Because she only got like 4.
Sure.
She only bought like 4 hurricane vases probably.
Yeah.
And I think the wedding's much bigger now.
That's a good point.
They have a smile moment, and Jer walks in and sees them talking, kind of pauses, and like has his devious look on his face.
Yep.
Of jealousy.
And I think, you know what? I think that this sets the tone for the rest of the episode with Jeremiah. I think seeing this really sets him off. Walking into them,
looking normal and civil.
They were doing nothing wrong.
It's like
he's mad.
Right, and I don't understand if it's like he wants them to be fighting.
I know.
Like, do you want them to
hate each other and like,
and be weird?
Right.
Conrad says, I'll clean it up. Belly says, no, it's okay, Jerry and I will do it. And I do think that's weird because Jeremiah has a weird look of like he's not doing it. And like,
that's what it gave
then
me.
He says the thank you.
Right. Thank you, Belly. Like, it's like, to me, that she knows that he's not going to clean it up, but she doesn't want Conrad to, because she knows that he should, whatever boyfriend should be cleaning it up.
And oh my gosh.
Oh, the next scene, you guys, I don't like this. I still don't. I've been sitting with it, and I initially didn't like it, and I still don't like it, and I know there's discourse online about it too. So this is in there for a reason. I think it's also just like in general, even if it's like looking past how problematic it could be.
Right.
The point that there is no chemistry there, and she is not ready to jump his bones the same way she would.
I like that.
No tension there, like sexually. She doesn't want anything to really do with him. I believe it was because he was walked in on them having like a friendly moment. Like I said, anything crazy.
Belly also says they will meet up at the end of the night at the beach, and she'll smoke a joint with him. Then says, no, let's both take it chill tonight and still meet at the beach, like be decent enough tonight.
Big thing though, they tried to do their NSYNC thing, failed.
Wrong.
I thought that was really interesting, and I think there's a connection there between her going to the beach still and who else is at the beach,
and who's not at the beach,
right? Just saying,
who's not even at the pool actually.
That's fair.
Bachelorette and bachelor party, I'm really glad that they did it this way, of like the joint way, and they just like kind of split up. I do think that's more modernized, maybe is the way, and like creates the drama, obviously. But it was the night everyone took gummies. Crossing cousins.
Yes. Crossing cousins. Wait, I like that.
I stole that from someone.
You did? I like that.
I think on TikTok, but I liked it, so I'm sorry.
I like that. This was a big scene too.
Yeah.
But where Annika asks like, so your only people that you've ever been with are two.
She clearly did not answer. She literally dodged the question. Then we get to the boys' bachelor party. It's getting sticky.
I just stole that from your note.
Conrad says, what's up with Denise and him? And then Jeremiah's like, no, but they should be though. Like, what's happening? Like, trying to push it. Right. As always.
Right.
She's as smart as you guys and as hot as Taylor, so I don't know what his problem is.
I like, again, it's just like every little time that he could say something like that to piss us off, he does it, but whatever.
He takes every opportunity.
Exactly.
Like,
opportunist.
Conrad says, are you really going to make a play on her when Taylor is right here?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. You know what I'm saying? Like, that.
I mean, like, I'm like,
just nobody, like, everybody has to say that. And again, Steven should know Taylor well enough. And Steven is showing his, like, his naivety
side. Like, I'm really disappointed in Steven.
I know, you would think
he's let me down, I think.
I agree. Already with the cheating thing, like starting us off with that in the season, it's just like really placing him as.
I see it in him. I was at a good place with Steven.
You really disappointed us this year, Steven.
Steven asks Conrad what about the girls here, and he says, come on, man, it's cheers night. Like, he totally
dismisses it.
Is not interested again.
I think starting here and then in the future too, like Steven, I think has to know, because again, Steven was one of the people who knew how much Conrad loved Belly and was rooting for him like the last season.
Yep.
And so I think that this is the start of that, where he like is starting to like, the clock is turning, or the whatever gears are turning in his head, where he's like,
yes.
Within the next scene where there's Laurel and John and they have that makeout session or whatever, I think that it is important, because I know people like fast forward through all those things, but I think it's important to highlight, like, I think that Belly and Laurel, they're obviously cut from the same cloth, but I think that their stories parallel each other a lot in ways, and like their love stories, and like
best friends.
Yes, exactly. And so Laurel's relationship with Belly's dad being like,
that's so true.
You know what I mean? It's okay to come back together. Like Laurel realizing like it's okay to not have to fight this if you really do love each other.
So
do you know what I mean?
True. Like, I wonder if Belly will see it in time.
Right. Like, oh, it's okay to, you know what I mean, give somebody a second chance or whatever. I don't know.
I guess later down the line, even if Belly saw that, like, could prompt it.
Right.
You know?
Which I like this, because also in the book, it would be, I would think, if they are going to keep this scene where everybody's at the dinner together, where they're at, like, she like looks at her parents, and they aren't together in the book, but she looks at her parents, and then she's just like, I just smile like every time I see them, like they like light me up kind of thing, and it's like cute, and it's like, little do you know, they're all drunk and, you know, walking the streets.
Such a good scene
of downtown. Where are they? Oh, downtown Cousins.
Yeah, they're in the downtown. Belly like is clearly tipsy. You said that. And she's like tipsily saying to Taylor she's so thankful for getting for doing all this wedding stuff and getting her mom on board and convincing her. Taylor said, well, no, I tried, but it wasn't me. I don't know what made her budge.
Right. Like Lucinda even tried. Again, something from the book that we talked about last week. And it was like, I really expected them to just move on from that.
Me too.
But I loved, obviously this is such a big thing.
I don't know why I wasn't expecting that.
They shifted to where it makes sense, and that's why I'm saying, Jenny Han, I trust you, and I will never, ever, ever disobey you.
We pledge.
See? I am good.
Well, I helped you.
Again.
It came out to be like one of my favorite scenes because
I agree.
You go on.
Because you see Belly's literal brain turning while she's saying it. She's like, okay, if you didn't say anything, like
she's a smart cookie. Our belly's coming to life. She's like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I like how she didn't even think about Jeremiah in this situation.
I thought that was funny. You would think that that's where your brain would initially go, but no, it was directly to Conrad.
I mean, it wasn't even it was instant, which I really liked that we saw that from her.
I agree.
Character arc. Yes.
We love a character
And then
arc.
we see Belly sees Conrad in slow-mo. While saying her thoughts.
Yes.
When I was little, I used to think that Conrad would appear out of thin air. I don't know if it was fate or coincidence. I just knew he was always there when I needed him. And then we get the flashback to Robin.
And I think that this is really important too, because flashing forward to when she needs Jeremiah and he's not there, and she can't just think and he appears kind of thing. Mm-hmm. Just saying.
I know you guys already have seen this, but I guess I like saying it.
Please. What is it?
There was her thoughts. There was this time the boys wanted to go to the arcade and Valley was in charge, or Conrad was in charge of us kids. Mm-hmm. I begged him to let go of my stuff. I went straight to the glass blower shop. Conrad yells at Belly and cries.
Yeah.
And
big book scene.
Big book scene. Conrad was always looking out for me. Maybe after all this time, he still is. We see the clocks in the shop, and there's a few theories on this because you said it right away. You were like, those have to have meeting.
Yes.
Meeting.
Yeah, meeting. I just, I don't know. I always see a clock. Taylor Swift has trained me with this.
Right.
When you see a clock, you pay attention.
I do think it's interesting to point out that we know Jenny Han's a Swiftie, and I think she's taking so many notes from her book.
Oh, for sure. When Jenny wrote the book, I don't think she was thinking in Easter egg thought, because that wasn't really a thing back then. Really, in 2010, I think she wrote 2011. It came out or something.
Yeah, not how it is.
The way that it is now. Yeah, with Taylor,
that's
especially.
When, I think she knows she can play into it now, and it's an option. Yes. And she's good at it.
She's good at it. Yes.
I mean, she's right near Taylor Swift at this point. To me.
Seriously.
Someone said if you take 3 and 5 and add 3 plus 5 equals 8, and 8 is basically infinity sideways.
I mean, hey, you know what? We've talked about this in our Taylor Swift videos, but my nature is to be that's too smart, too crazy. Nobody can think like that. And then all of a sudden Taylor's 10 plus 3, October plus 3, then it's 13 and everything. You know what I'm saying? So I'm then I get proven wrong. So I just have to go with these brainiacs, and I'm just you know what?
I agree.
Yes.
When she was in the shop with the boys.
with the boys.
With the boys, it was a flashback scene, and she was looking at it focused on 3 clocks that all read 3:05. Oh, that's when they said the 3 plus 5.
3:05. Pitbull, Mr. Worldwide.
Wait.
And he has that one song. It's going down.
We're going
and that's
timber.
A foreshadow. I'm yelling timber. Yeah, that's exactly what's happening here, I think.
I love this because she's not holding it in this time. She's not I feel she is very direct, usually.
No, definitely.
So,
yes.
I don't know, but I do like that she did this anyway. Belly, because Belly figures it out for herself, which is, I think, the best change in the book, because she did not do this in the book, right?
Yes, she does. She said, Conrad was still looking out for me. Silently, I got out of bed, crossed the room, and found my way around the burrow until I found it, my glass unicorn. And then it transfers to that. So it was kind of the same vein where she finds out and then she thinks about the glass unicorn. So yeah, that makes sense. I don't know that she confronts him though.
I don't think so either.
Yeah.
Or I don't know.
Interesting though.
Yeah.
And I love that. And he doesn't lie. He tries to go skirt around it. Obviously, he doesn't, I don't think want to admit, because that would be admitting how much he cares for her too. And
he's not easy to say yes right away. He actually doesn't want to.
Come on, Melly,
Jairus sees them talking again, and the friend with Jeremiah says don't listen. And he goes, okay, I'm not listening. Which was weird. If you go replay it, you'll hear it.
At least one yay, come on. Yeah, you're not listening. I'm not listening.
Can I say, when they were turning around the corner, I sent this to you last night. Again, this is like a really far-fetched theory, but I have to say it for the sake of like, in case this is true. But like, people were spotting that Redbird was like fixing his pants while he's walking around. And the scene before that, Jeremiah was like, oh, Redbird like texted him and he like was like, had to go find him, which it looked like he was like going to the bathroom or somewhere to like give him another joint. And he like tells Conrad, okay, well, I got to go give Redbird another joint. And it's like, then he comes around the corner and he's like fixing his pants and like fixing his mouth and stuff. So people are alluding or speculating that they were doing something again, like that Jeremiah's cheating with Redbird.
I'm like so confused by this because
it's not super far fetched, obviously. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but it's like he could be. Is he pulling up his pants like that because he's like trying to be drunk?
Right. Like,
but then Jeremiah does turn around like behind them all, like last person to turn, like come around the corner.
Right.
So it's like
I don't know. Again,
it's suspicious.
It's something that again, initially my gut reaction is like that's too far. But but then I start thinking about it more. I'm like, wait, am I the crazy one for if I don't believe this?
Because it gets worse. And
I'm getting gaslit.
Just wait. Pause on this. Mm-hmm. And like we're gonna talk about it later on in another scene. It gets worse. Yeah. We see Conrad talking to Belly, and Belly's like, did you talk to her or not? And he's like, okay, fine, yeah, satisfied because it was important to you because Belly, it's your wedding day and you should have everything you pictured. Keep that in mind.
Yep. Yes, keep that in mind.
Keep that in mind for one more scene, okay?
I think that it's like interesting. She never seems like she has to ask, why did you do something? You know why you did it. But I actually don't trust that she would know actually like why. And that he kind of has to like explain it to her for her to get it. Like we've said, Belly needs an explanation. He just kind of thinks that she would just know off the bat why. And that's the feeling I get, at least, that Conrad, when he's saying things, he's like, come on, Belly, you know why I did it kind of thing. But she like needs to be explicitly told. Like, and then when she is explicitly told, she spirals.
Yeah, and she bolts. And she doesn't know what to do with herself.
Yes.
And she's like, Belly is kind of dissociating in the scene. Yeah. She's a little off, of course. She's like, it's hitting her. Yes. Also, Denise and Steven walk by, and Taylor and Annika come out of the store, I believe. Right. And they're all kind of like, what's happening with you guys? Like, Steven says, is everything okay? Which, that to me is like, Steven knows something's up.
Definitely.
Obviously.
Definitely.
But
yeah. And that like, clearly her energy's off. And it's like, I find it interesting that that's all happening. And then it also makes her spiral into wanting to be crossfaded. And she's like,
literally, next scene, she's literally like, yeah, give me that. She says she's stressed about wedding stuff after Conrad walks away. And she's in her head about the wedding stuff.
Right.
Okay. And then we see the bachelorette, the boys' bachelor party at the bar. And Jeremiah was a bullfrog was playing, and the lyrics are kind of interesting.
I didn't know this.
What is it song?
I didn't put this together.
Yeah, I was looking it up for research purposes.
These are the lyrics?
Yeah.
Jeremiah was a bullfrog?
Yeah, and it was a good friend of mine. That's what they're singing drunkenly.
Oh.
And if you scroll down, it says, joy to you and me. You know I love the ladies. Love to have my fun. I'm a high life flyer and a rainbow rider. A straight shooting son of a gun. I said a straight shooting son of a gun.
Wait. Hello?
Jeremiah was a good friend of mine. I never understood a single word he said, but I helped him drink his wine.
Wow.
And then Redbird asks Jer to come to Bali for winter break, says he will run it through Bali first. Redbird asks why. Because Chuckle Nuts, we're getting married.
That might be the best thing that Jeremiah has ever spit out of those two teeth. Those two lips. Okay, Chuckle Nuts. That's like something so up my alley. I am pocketing that. Thank you, Jeremiah. You have given me one thing out of this lifetime.
That's ours, yeah.
Chuckle Nuts. That's your new nickname, bitch. Chuckle Nuts.
Jer says to Conrad, he's so happy he's there. Conrad says, me too. This is like another weird talk they have.
Where you're like, oh, this is so nice.
Yeah. Jer says, I appreciate you taking care of me. You've been taking care of me my whole life. Conrad says, you're my brother, so... Jeremiah says, no, let me finish. You don't have to worry, Con. Belly and I, we're going to take care of each other now. I'm marrying her. She's my family. You know that, right?
Can I just say this was so sinister?
It is. It's giving like very toxic.
Like we're gonna run to
toxic. The world is ours. And
he looked a little manic.
And she's mine.
Yes. Yes.
She's mine and no one else
we're
can
going
look
to
at
run
her.
off into the sunset together.
Conrad says, I'm happy for you both. Fakes a smile.
He's taking it on the chin, and it's just like Jeremiah is just really reaming in on him. I'm just like, do we have to have 2 of these conversations? Like,
How
it
many
is
do
interesting.
we know you're marrying her. Funny because it's like I feel like we've always seen Conrad be the one to like give and take.
Yes.
I don't know. Jeremiah's a very close manipulator of that sort.
Because
too.
He holds back just enough to where it's not super dramatic, where he gives and takes.
Yes.
I mean, where Conrad seemed to like love really hard, but also like fuck up really hard.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like highs, lows. And whereas Jeremiah, it's kind of like more stable, but it's like the dip. But so the dips are still just as like dicky almost, but they're like seemingly less because he's always just like, he doesn't like give too much to anybody.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah. So it just comes off.
Yeah.
I
just didn't like that. And again, like that's like
hate that behavior.
Jaws music playing.
I know.
Oh, the next scene we see her. She's fucking. Can I just say, this is going to be a moment of silence for Belly. Okay, not a moment of silence. That's crazy, but a moment of like
Honor of silence.
we're honoring Belly here. Okay, you guys. We love complex characters. We love complex female characters. I love actually an unreliable narrator, may I add, because that makes you kind of like having to think like, what the fuck are you thinking, girl? I like a messy bitch. I do.
Me too.
And Belly is the messiest bitch.
All adventurous women do.
We owe all of this to Belly. We owe our lives to Belly. We owe this series to Belly. If she wasn't a messy bitch, there would be no Summer I Turned Pretty.
This is the
so
point.
Belly,
we love
bow
Belly.
down to you. I don't
love
care.
you.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. I mean, it's what makes this show.
And that's not to say that the things she does and the things she says are excusable.
No.
But
we're just saying
I can empathize and understand where she's coming from with these things. I'm just looking at her. I'm like, I love you, bitch. While she's literally like, people are saying she's having fan edits play in her brain. She's like made her own fan edits.
She has Conrad edits.
Yes,
happening.
saved in her memory. Like it's like a SpongeBob thing. It's like the TikTokified SpongeBob.
Exactly. Yeah, because she takes shots with her gummies.
Right.
And then she goes dancing. She's crazy right now. And we get those flashbacks. And like, those are all happy flashbacks.
Beautiful. Like that's all she thinks about.
Yeah. It's like there's not even one bad one in that. No. I mean, there could have been so many bad ones. She's thinking about the good ones in that moment.
To me, that is cinema. And you know what Jamie told me before? What does it remind you of?
Call Me by Your Name.
You guys
remember
know
that Timothée Chalamet edit? Like that went like viral to that song.
The scene, like
The scene.
that's like one of the first.
So,
it's like, ooh. Yeah, that's
that
so
too? That is so it with the colors, with the everything, and she's just losing her mind. I think that is one of my favorite scenes I've ever seen in my life of anything. The way it caught me off guard.
It's like, oh,
I was never expecting that in my wildest dreams.
Never. And I did see an edit with "Party on You." I'm like, that one.
Me too.
Party on You.
I literally
sent her doing that.
Like that's crazy.
Fucking amazing.
We Can't Be Friends at the Club is playing, and Jeremiah says he loves the song. Spills all over Conrad.
The irony.
Conrad gets mad saying, "Drink water, Jer." He's like, he's fed up.
It's interesting. While it's playing with her, and it's a completely different meaning.
Speaking of the song, it says, "I don't think you'd understand me." You know the song. How would you ever even try? I don't want to tiptoe, and I don't want to hide. I don't want to feed this monstrous fire. Just want to let this story die, and I'll be all right. We can't be friends. I just like to pretend. Yeah.
Cling to your papers and pens. Which wasn't this a song about? I thought it was speculated to be like a song about the media with Ariana Grande, but when I first heard it, I thought it was about Dalton and her breakup. Anyway,
works here.
And yes, it's like so good for like a breakup again, where you kind of have to be in close proximity to somebody, but it's like how can you be friends with somebody when you've again, I don't believe in that personally, but they have to like try to at least be friends, and they can't. And I think it's really interesting that everyone's about to find out about this. Belly's freaking out. She says he got me a big unicorn, and he also got my mom, Taylor. He got me my mom. That's so good. It's so
love
good.
This.
I
just
didn't even
love
catch
this
that
episode.
the first time. I know
how like terrible this episode is, but like all of these scenes are like they mean a lot.
Yes, because it's like those are like, I mean, things like that, and how much Laurel means to Belly, and things like and the fact that she's tried so hard. Jeremiah did his like big one trying to do that, and like it just everything. It's like when all of the dominoes fall, and you're like, wait,
like along with the dominoes, like that Taylor's finding out about this right now.
Yeah,
more so. She's really this episode. This is what I'm talking about. She's getting all of it.
Yeah,
because she's like really trying to convince Belly and saying like, this Jeremiah we're talking about, your dream wedding. She says, no, this is not my dream wedding. I've never had a dream wedding. And it wasn't like this. I never pictured any of it. I only ever pictured Conrad, which, again, remember when we said to pause earlier and think about that? Whenever he said you should have you have everything you ever pictured.
Fuck. Yes.
You should have everything that you ever pictured. Because now she is paralleling that to say, I only ever pictured Conrad. Do you know the significance on that?
Like,
because
that's
I do.
Crazy. And to have it like back to back like that too, where you don't even have to pin that together. That's so obvious. You know what I mean? Thank you, Jenny.
I mean, like, it was right after another, like, so obviously painfully obvious.
It's beautiful.
It was
really
beautiful.
And it's also just so sad to see Belly disheveled and upset like that, having like borderline panic attack right there. And it's just so heartbreaking.
You could say that's another parallel.
All of this starts piling up when things get real. Like, you know what I mean? Like when you get closer to the date of the thing, that's when you get more anxious, and when things start, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I get it. I get it.
And you can tell in that moment, Taylor is also putting it together, like, this isn't over with.
You know what they say? Drunk words are sober thoughts.
And
they say.
I don't know.
And I'm just saying, like, maybe she just needed that push to really be able to have the courage to say that out loud, because it's a big, heavy, hard thing to say out loud when you've gone through all of this. You know what I'm saying? And to this point, I get it.
And Taylor doesn't strike me as a friend like where she'll just not bring it up the next day. Maybe she's gonna check in. Maybe I think.
Right. Like, I would hope so, and I would think so. Here, she kind of just like blew it up, but also at like, how much can he go? Like, Belly's, you know what I'm saying?
She's freaking out.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, we gotta calm her down.
Right.
Don't let your mediocre boyfriend hold you back from your dream wedding, Bells.
Yeah, Bells. Oh, Jeremiah's final day of freedom, and they have to make sure they know it. They have to be textbook frat boys. Oh, it's your last day of freedom.
And then he says it feels fantastic, but he'll never touch anyone ever again. I'm like,
which, okay, like, that's a redeeming thing. At least he said that. I thought, like, you would expect something else. So, okay, props to you, Jeremiah, for at least saying that.
Right.
It's interesting that the way they are all talking about this Cabo scene is completely different than Belly's knowledge of this, or the way that Jeremiah has described this scene to Belly. Because Jeremiah, whenever they were having this whole discussion, he was like, I was just sitting in the shower crying, basically. Like, I was so out of it. I couldn't even do anything whenever we were together. Like,
that's so true.
Right. They were locking people out of the room, and like, it was a very much so like everybody knew about it. It was like this big thing. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like funny thing. Like,
yeah, it was funny. Like, it was like, oh, ha ha, hee hee, I'm doing this.
And like doing it a lot.
And he's proud of it, and he doesn't seem very, again, in my opinion, if I were Jeremiah, not to virtue signal, but I would be like, no, we're not talking about this. We're not talking about this.
I just hate that. You are who your friends are. What's the saying?
Right.
You are who you surround yourself with.
The moldy strawberry theory.
Also, Your Apartment by Wallows was playing, which
big news for Wallows fans.
Big news for
just saying.
Yeah, I agree. Also, we have the scene of
Conrad's face.
Of Conrad. Yeah, he literally looks like he is enraged. I don't even know how he didn't make this everyone's problem. He was so mature about it, and just saw Jeremiah getting sick. He's like, okay, you are clearly such a loser. I'm just gonna walk away.
Yep. Right. Because that's, again, how it goes in the book, where he's like, I wanted to go find my brother and beat the shit out of him. I jumped up from the table and made my way across the club, shouldering and pushing my way through the crowd until I got to the bathroom. I banged on the door. Somebody's in here. Connor then walks away. But it's like, you can see that's exactly how it is in here, where he wants to, like, it looks like he's about to go beat the shit out of him.
Yeah. I mean,
and he was this close. We were that close, you guys.
And then they go back to Cousins after that. Jer says from the book, word for word, Belly, where are you? I'm gonna marry you, girl.
I'm gonna marry you, girl.
I'm gonna marry you, girl.
And then goes and passes out.
And Taylor's like, you're drunk. Where is everyone else? Where is everyone else?
Oh, he does say that in the book. Belly. I mean, okay, yeah.
Like straight from the book.
But Belly was there being like, go to sleep.
Yes.
She sees them all.
Which this time Taylor finds them and is like, where is everyone? Jer says Steven and Denise are sitting in a tree. And this made me question, will this make Taylor like kind of anti-Jer, because he's kind of being sassy back, which I don't think we see that in their dynamic a lot.
No, and that Taylor knows that Belly's there waiting for him at the beach.
Yeah.
And that he's like clearly not able to go. And I think that, again, there's a reason that Taylor is in that position, I think, story
and
of
setting
the
that
TV
up.
show.
Like
I don't
that.
know. I just have a feeling. I think
do
Taylor's going to come
too.
through.
And then we get to the beach.
Again, this is a little bit different than how it started in the book because Belly went out to go find Conrad. She knew that Jeremiah wasn't out there, and she sees Conrad out on the beach, and she goes up to him. Whereas in the show, as we saw, she is like looking for Jeremiah and sees Conrad, which I think is an important change, because it's like she's looking for Jeremiah. He's nowhere to be found. When she was looking forward to seeing him, they had this plan or whatever. He doesn't follow through. But then who's there? Who can take that spot to always be there? Conrad. You know what I'm saying? I think it's just another thing in her little lineup. I did see something too. It's like the reason he had to tell Belly so soon after finding out, like he could not hold on to the secret about the Cabo thing, is when he did the last time, it like ate him alive. Clearly,
so
we saw all of season 1. He was
You're so right.
distraught, obviously because Suzanne had cancer, but also knowing the that about his dad. That's why he hated his dad all of season 1. You know, like that's where it starts.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of like
he can't sit with it anymore. Yeah, like it's him coping.
Yeah, and of course it's Belly that's obviously going to play a role in it because he obviously like loves her so much. But we like literally need a moment of silence for this entire beach scene because it was so beautiful. I think both Lola and Chris did
I love
such. We can't not have an episode where we're praising these people, okay, with their acting, but like
they're making
our dreams. You make
our
my
imagination
dreams
come true.
So here's the thing. Here's like my take with the series. It's like you can see again. Lola does such a great job acting. You can see on her face, and if you really think about it, like what she's actually feeling. Whereas in the book, you only get what she's feeling, obviously, or what she's thinking. And so putting the two together. Unnecessarily, like she doesn't have to like voice over the entire thing to get it because it's obviously a show different. I think that
her thoughts are crazy.
If you don't like it, if it's not like super clear how she's feeling in this moment, I think that you could really empathize with Belly, like knowing how she's feeling in the book in these moments. In this moment where she's like, I have to tell you something, and his voice scared me. What? Looking out at the ocean, he said, Jer cheated on you when he was in Cabo. That wasn't what I expected him to say. It was maybe the last thing I expected him to say. His jaw was clenched and he looked angry. Tonight at the club, one of his dumbass friends said something. He finally looked at me. I'm sorry you had to hear it from me. I thought you had the right to know. And she goes, I didn't know how to answer him. I finally said, I already knew about it. His head jerked back. You knew? Yeah, whatever. That all happened. My cheeks felt hot. Conrad's mouth curls in disgust. Are you kidding me? He spent the night in a hotel with some girl and you're defending him? Blah, who are you to judge these things? I put up with a lot worse from you, okay? Which is a big thing for me because, again, even though I knew it was coming, it still crushed me because it's like...
Your first thoughts are like, what do you mean?
You're like, what do you mean? How can anything that Conrad did has ever done to Belly?
It's like not getting a corsage for...
Right. And breaking up her, like leaving her at prom, like things like that.
Right, lying to her of saying it's forever.
Right,
whatever,
it's like, how can that be worse for her? But
and
in the context of how deeply Belly loves Conrad and how more surface level she loves Jeremiah, anything that Conrad does is going to hurt more because she takes that relationship a lot more seriously. She takes it a lot deeply into her gut. Do you know what I'm saying?
So it was real love.
You can't compare them at face value as being like cheating versus corsage. You know what I'm saying?
And that's why it's worse. And that's why.
And so it's such a harsh thing to say. And even Conrad's like, I never cheated on you. And it's like
objectively, yes.
Yes. But
it meant more. Whatever you did meant more.
Right. To Belly. And that's her truth. Speak your truth, Belly. She's valid to her entire... Unfortunately, she's entitled to her own opinion and actions. I said it without thinking. So she just blurted it out. Do you know what I'm saying? She's just hurt. She's drunk, whatever. She blurted it out. She wasn't thinking.
Yep.
Eyes flashing. He said, I never once cheated on you, blah, blah, blah. I didn't know why he was bringing any of this up now. I just wanted it to go all to go away.
Yep.
Okay? I heard him jump down behind me and I started to walk away. I could feel the tears coming and I didn't want him to see. This is so painful. It's so painful.
I'm numb. Like I literally am numb.
It's harsh.
I also do want to say that the way he said, Belly, your wedding's at a country club. Who are you? Not in the book, right?
Right. I don't think so. No.
That's
right. Because it wasn't. Yeah.
Which is important because they really are trying to pull a you dropped out of Yale, by the way.
Right.
Gilmore Girls.
Yeah.
Not important, but it is that version of it of like they're making that distinct.
Yes,
like who are you?
Like, he recognizes that this is not her and that this is not something that she wants. Which we already know she has confirmed, not only by, like, her actions, but she verbally said this, again, hours ago to Taylor. So it's just a thing of, like, he knows her well enough to know this. And she knows that he knows her well enough. And so that takes her off guard. Or, you know what I'm saying? Kills her too.
And Jeremiah, like, he knows that this is not, like, what she wants either.
Yeah.
But he doesn't make it. Yeah, he's not stopping it. And Conrad was.
Right. Exactly. That only made me feel worse. I'm sorry, he said. I shouldn't have said anything. You're right. It's not my business. That's why he retracts. Spun away from him. I didn't need his pity. I started walking in the opposite direction of the house. I didn't know where I was going. I just wanted to get away from him. And then he called out, obviously, I still love you. And then this is when the heartbreak, like, what, number 82, okay, happens.
All over again.
Yep. I froze. And then slowly I turned around and looked at him. Don't say that. He took a step closer. I don't know if I'll give her. My system never completely. I have this feeling that you'll always be here. He clenched at his hair. It was so good, okay? But when she's saying, like, you're only saying that because of Jeremiah, whatever, she says, I hated the way my voice sounded. Shaky and small. Weak. Which is just, again, when you're hearing her point of view, you're, like, understanding that she's recognizing, like, it's
making her
feel it's
hitting her in a way, like, in a deeper way. She's so worked up about it.
That's what I'm saying. She's so, I think, caught off guard because she, like, can't even control. She can't even be strong in this moment.
No, because this was, like, the last thing.
Yes.
We have to remember she is so delusional in the way she thought this could never be an option.
No. Let go of me. I said my voice was so cold I wouldn't have recognized it. It surprised him too. He flinched and his hand dropped. Just tell me one thing. Why get married now? Blah, blah, blah. All those things. And she says, I had asked myself the same question. I still hadn't come up with a good answer. I started to walk away, but he followed me. He wrapped my arms around my shoulders. So this didn't happen, like, in the book again.
That would be
like,
crazy.
You know, goes like that to, like, stop her kind of thing.
That would have been crazy.
It would have been. And I think it's probably best for the dynamic of the show that they didn't. Like, I haven't seen
we don't want
discourse on, like, both sides.
That's, like, low. That's, like, borderline
far. Like, it would probably make Conrad look worse. And
right. Yeah.
She's trying to get away. Like, I do think, like, I understand why they didn't. He sounded strangled and hoarse. I let out a breath. In my head, I started to count backwards. 60 seconds was all he would get from me. I let him talk for 60 seconds.
What? Which I feel like we saw her, like,
kind of, like, do in her
say
brain.
that. Like, you could, if you know this scene, like, you can kind of put it there because she stops, pauses, and, like, she's like, he talks.
Fine. I'll listen for a
second. Which I love.
Yes, I agree. You can literally see it. That's, again, why we wouldn't get her. I think it would ruin the scene, honestly, if we had her voice over it. And, again, I think if you, like, really pay attention and watch it, like, 8 times, you'll start understanding, like, why, again, she is so defensive and deflective. But 2 years ago, this was all I wanted to hear from him. But it was too late now. Quietly, he said, 2 years ago, I fucked up. I stopped counting by then. I just concentrated on breathing in and out. She was so, again, flabbergasted that she could not breathe. Clearly. I closed my eyes. It didn't matter what he said now. That was what I told myself. Hearing him beg like this, seeing him exposed and vulnerable, it felt like my heart was breaking. There were so many things I wanted to say to him, but I couldn't. With Conrad, once I started, I couldn't stop. She knows that if she were to have said anything to give into this, it would be, like, done for. She would be, like, full-fledged cheating, okay? Like, she had to be brutal, okay?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I think she wants to think this through, probably, even.
Yep.
And it's, like, her only way of doing it is to be like, let me hurt you back for a second.
For sure, that too.
Defensive.
Definitely.
And, yeah, all of that.
Definitely. Because then she says, obviously, he doesn't take it away whenever he feels like it. He loves me no matter what, blah, blah, blah. And nobody's ever treated me the way he does, least of all you and I. And then I stopped. I had to get this right. I had to make it so that he would let go of me forever. Like I said, and think
that's
she
her
had
point
to say it. So
to release
again, it's just like, it's really a bad mindset, but it is
that was her
way of thinking.
Yeah.
Because you and I were never anything. I saw the light die out of his eyes. I couldn't look at him anymore. I started walking, and this time he didn't follow me. I didn't look back, couldn't look back. If I saw his face again, I might not be able to leave. So that's why she literally, like, has to force herself away from this conversation. She knows what she said is just so fucked up too. Okay? As I walked, I told myself, hold it. Just a little longer. Only until I was sure he couldn't see me again. Only when the house was in sight again. That was when I let myself cry. I dropped down in the sand and cried for Conrad and then for me. I cried for what was never going to be. Sorry. Sorry, I'm just getting emotional.
like you have to, like, remember this scene. Like, she literally cries and then cries all over again.
Yes. Right. Where she, like, literally That's crazy. You're so right. She like visibly does
She
that.
really does.
And she
like,
like
falls
does
on her
wait. 'Cause
floor.
at first I didn't think she waited until he was out of sight, but it's like, no, I guess she did. She waited and she didn't think that he could see her, which I don't know that he did. But so devastated by what she just said. If she meant what she just said, she wouldn't be this sad, I don't think. You know what I mean? Like she knows that she just lied to his face, first of all.
I feel like they have a history of like
lying to each other and then going and like freaking the fuck out.
Right. So this isn't going to sit well.
So again, this is like very much so similar to what Conrad did in the motel, if you think about it. Like, again, Belly kind of putting it out there and him being like a lie to just be like, yeah, I don't actually fucking, we're done. Like it's a known fact that in life you can't have everything. In my heart, I knew I loved them both as much as it is possible to love two people at the same time. Conrad and I were linked. We would always be linked. That wasn't something I could do away with. I knew that now, that love wasn't something you could erase no matter how hard you tried. I got up, I brushed the sand off my body, and I went inside the house. Climbed into Jeremiah's bed, blah, blah, blah. He's passed out.
This is the different
Drank too
part.
much. I liked that she didn't go into his room.
Me
because
too. We get a much more important
I think
scene.
that's a little bit, I think it's a little bit more brutal to Belly. It's like you feel bad for her a little bit too. But also it's like, no, like he, again, wasn't there, and that's kind of why that all happened, because Jeremiah wasn't in the right place.
Exactly. Good.
And so again, we say all of those things to give context to Belly's thoughts. Again, was it right to say? Maybe not. Was it harsh? And do we fucking feel for Conrad? I want to. You know what I'm saying?
When the Party Is Over is playing by Billie Eilish in this, which is important because I actually did not catch this the first time around.
No.
That is played in episode 1, season 1, episode 6, when Belly tells Conrad she can't wait for him anymore and like gives the necklace, saying like it's too late, you're too late. When he confesses, and it's playing then, but like the actual Billie Eilish version, not a cover.
Right.
I do think it's interesting because we just got False God again, so like this is just like,
I completely agree.
Replaying it all.
Interesting, and the music choices clearly matter. And can I just say, Jenny Han, what are you up to? Putting 6 slides on your Instagram story, all with the same song of "Don't Blame Me" by Taylor Swift.
About?
Right?
Season passed out. She goes to sleep with Taylor, and Taylor wakes up and is like kind of putting it together, being like, "You guys are out. You're really out late."
Conrad never came back. She's like putting it all together.
Like she's being smart, a smart cookie too.
Yes,
she's
smart detectiving. Yes,
only took being crossfaded at beach.
Right, just saying, and that's why our faith rings. Or reigns.
Exactly.
Get it? Rain. Spencer.
Funny. Taylor said, well, Conrad never came back with the guys. Were you with him? Belly cries, and I think she's like, putting it together. Like, she's like, it's fine. I'm fine. Can we just go to sleep? She does not want to talk about it. LOML starts playing by Taylor Swift. Yeah.
It's actually insane because I saw this one thing where it's like, because in the song Love of My Life, well, Loss of My Life, whatever, it's like, it goes back and forth. It starts with like, you are the love of my life, and then it's like, you're the loss of my life, right?
I mean, the
lyrics are crazy.
Really lyrically designed for them. I thought it was better safe than starry-eyed. I felt a glow like this, never before, never since. If you know it in one glimpse, it's legendary. You and I go from one kiss to getting married, still alive, killing time at the cemetery. Never
of her past.
Never quite buried.
Right.
We see that.
Right.
In your suit and tie, in the nick of time, you low down boy, you stand up guy. Holy Ghost, you told me I'm the love of your life. You said I'm the love of your life 1,000,000 times. Who's going to tell me the truth? When you blew in the winds of fate and told me I reformed you. When your impressionist paintings of heaven turned out to be fake.
So it's like, it's switching on him kind of. It's like, it's the whole thing is like, you know what I mean? We're together, and yes, I have these, things in my past that are like maybe still whatever, a thing, but then it's like turns on and is like, oh,
it was legendary, momentary, unnecessary.
But all 3
should have let it stayed buried. Oh, what a valiant roar, what a bland goodbye. The coward claimed he was a lion. I'm combing through the bland of lies. I'll never leave. Never mind. And your arsons match your somber eyes. And I'll still see it until the day I die. You're the loss of my life.
What just Jeremiah's spirit just came to us.
Like reading slam poetry.
Yes.
You're the loss of my life.
that Conrad, the final scene, is that the final scene, right? Where Conrad's like out into the out on the dock, literal cuddling himself. Like, that's crazy. And he has 2 seashells behind him, and then in this poster that the Summer I Turned Pretty official posted, there's a seashell emoji. Life's too short to not spend it with the person you love. Seashell. What the fuck do you mean? And
that's a big seashell, like the emoji seashell.
Because there's no reason those seashells need to be there.
They weren't. I mean, we've seen that dock a million times.
I don't remember those seashells on my dock.
Who
put these on my dock?
What H2O mermaid came up to dock?
That's who.
Hate Belly, love Belly. Hate Taylor, love Taylor. Hate Jeremiah, whatever. It's like,
I have faith for them all.
They're all characters.
Oh, okay, bitch.
Not what I was gonna say.
This isn't real.
This isn't real. Me like gaslighting you after being
after filming 2 hours worth dissection.
Please spare me. LUSA said it well in an interview. The Summer I Turned Pretty captures that in-between space where girlhood and desire blur and everything feels both electric and uncertain. That messy, persistent feeling is what makes it so resonant for women. Belly's confusion as she's caught in a love triangle between the brothers, and the emotional chaos some of us never quite outgrew. And I think it is,
again, we love the chaos. That's why we're clocked in. Okay,
right.
Like,
I just take it for what it is.
Yeah, I love it. And you know what? Again, I understand I understand the Belly. I get being really frustrated with Belly. Obviously, I'm still frustrated with Belly. I was frustrated since I've read that fucking scene for the first time, however long ago. I've been frustrated with Belly, but it's again, I know the end, and I know next episode. I think we're gonna end like hopefully a little bit more hopeful to some extent. I don't know, calling off or like. Taylor's gonna do something. They're gonna have some conversation, something to where something's going to happen to where Belly puts herself off. I think Conrad's gonna know what's going on. Obviously, I don't think he's leaving for the wedding, even if he says he is, or whatever.
Yeah.
And they're going to maybe hopefully talk about it at some point. I don't know what they're going to do. If they're going to like,
I don't know either.
Have it be like in the book or what?
I know. Because I remember in the book, I feel like it was more so Jeremiah being like mad at both of them, almost, and like not really showing up or like. He kind of takes off, so I wonder how they're gonna flip it.
I know, and
make it more in a way we don't hate them both. Maybe
that's all we have for today. For today's debrief, we would love to know what you have down below. What you think? If you disagree with any of our statements, agree with them, whatever. Hopefully, maybe we could have. I like reading the book sometimes in conjunction with the scenes because I do think it gives a broader spectrum of, again, a lot of these characters' emotions, but especially Belly and Conrad's.
And for anyone who hasn't read it, I think it's
that's what I'm saying. Like, I can understand when you're seeing it. Again, I was so pissed at Belly, but I understand just taking that and being like, you really? You know what I mean? But she's a liar. She's a liar.
Yep.
Okay?
Liar.
So, anyway, we'll talk to you next time. Make sure you subscribe down below, and love you.
Love you. Bye.